Left of the box. More Americans talking about Canadians. So Bari Weiss was also on Fox News recently. So Weiss dedicated her life, and this is from Gada Sasa, Palestinian journalist here in Canada. Weiss was dedicated her life to attacking Palestinian academics. Last year, she launched a smear campaign against Dr. Rafid Alir in Gaza, who put the blame on her for his eventual assassination by Israel. Now she is slandering me and other Palestinian academics based in Canada as anti-Semitic. She argues that the group of ideologues have managed to take over critical liberal institutions, accusing Palestinian academics of making Jews feel unsafe because they are critical of Zionism, while white Jewish supremacist project. Every Zionist accusation is a confession. Bari is one fueling anti-Semitism by equating Zionism with Judaism, while putting a target on the backs of anti-colonial academics.
It's not so much that the fabric of Canadian civil society has been torn. It's that anti-Semitism has been woven in to the fabric of civil society in Canada. Violence, assaults, stigmatization of Jews, stigmatization of Jewish businesses has been completely normalized. I think it will shock most of your viewers that there are a number of people in Canada, not just Gad Saad, a professor that many people have heard about, but Jewish doctors, Jewish professionals, parents of Jewish kids.
So on Fox News, she just called out the other person that I was mentioning and who quote tweeted her on Fox News,
that are talking about fleeing Canada because of the normalization of anti-Semitic violence. And the question is, how did this happen? It happened because a group of ideologues have managed to convince massive numbers of people and also have taken over critical liberal institutions in Canada and have put forward a view of the world in which Zionism, which is very simple. It's the belief that the Jews, like many other people, have a right to a homeland in their indigenous land, in the land of Israel. And part of it, at least, they have normalized the idea that Zionism is not the movement for Jewish self-determination, but that it is actually racist, that it is actually white supremacist, that it is actually a movement for Jewish supremacy.
Yeah, kind of. They are committing a genocide right now. It kind of leans towards that direction when they are slaughtering innocent people by the hundreds of thousands at this point. Yeah. And expanding that slaughtering now into other areas other than just the Gaza Strip.
And when you have successfully put forward that view, and the vast majority of Jews identify as Zionists, suddenly they become justifiable targets for stigmatization and violence.
So
guys, one synagogue in Toronto since April has been assaulted or attacked, the windows shattered, attacked 7 times since April. One single synagogue in Toronto.
We saw a lot of ugly scenes.
And a lot of mosques have also been attacked. A lot of Muslim institutions have also been attacked. Hate crime in general has been on a rise. It's horrible. Like, I don't want any hatred towards groups of people for simply just being who they are. I'm against anti-Semitism. Zionism is not, calling out Zionism and what the Jewish state is doing is not being anti-Semitic.
In America last year, is it worse in Canada? Is that what you're concluding?
Yes, what we are hearing from people is that if Poilievre and Melissa Landsman, who's his deputy, if the Conservatives do not take power in Canada and the government and the policies of Trudeau continue, we will be leaving Canada. That's what people I know are telling me.
She knows people who are telling her that, huh? This American knows the hearts of all these Canadians, eh? That there are people saying that if Poilievre doesn't win, they'll move. Great. Have at it. Go away.
I believe that America is certainly not as far gone as Canada, and frankly, we don't have the same demographic issues in Canada. 1 in 20 Canadians is Muslim. It's a really important stat to keep in mind.
1 in 20? 5%? What? Oh no! The horror! The horror! That's nothing to be afraid of. Like, what? Like, here she's trying to place it, like, under the replacement conspiracy theory by 1 in 20. 5%. Ooh, scary number there.
There are 40 million Canadians, only 350,000 of them are Jews. So the demographics of Canada are changing. And if you want to understand why it is that certain politicians have embraced a sort of hostile posture toward Israel, why Trudeau, the Prime Minister, is talking about arresting him if Bibi Netanyahu comes on Canadian soil.
He's talking about arresting him because there's an ICC warrant out for his arrest. Justin Trudeau is saying he will follow the law.
In part, it's because of what we show in this piece. You have politicians saying, have you looked at the demographics of my riding? It's simply bad politics now to support the state of Israel and to support Jews. And I think that's a really important aspect to this.
Have you looked at the demographics? Oh no. The white people in Canada are just losing all their superiority right now. They're becoming outnumbered at a shockingly high rate, huh? The demographics of my neighborhood is changing. Changing, I say. I now have better food to go to. There's a pizza that's owned by somebody who's Muslim, and they actually have halal meat that they'll put on your pizza upon request. The horror! But let's see how scary this takeover really is. If we look at religion in Canada, and you see this, there's a nice little pie thing here, and that's a lot of blue. That's scary. Oh, that's Christian. Christianity is 53.3% of religion in Canada. It's Christian. So this douche canoe here that's also worried about, the targeting of Christians, he's got nothing to worry about. Christians are doing just fine in this country, thank you. But yeah, Christian is 53.3. No religion. That's interesting. 34.6 at second. I find that super interesting, actually, because I would fall into that category. And then here's Islam at 4.9% or 5% or 1 in 20. What? Hinduism, Sikhism, Buddhism, Judaism is at 0.9, so just under 1%. Indigenous is at 0.2. Oh, wonder why that one's so low. Ooh, dark, yeah. Paganism is at 0.1 and other religions at 0.5. Yeah, the country is not in any threat right now. The demographics aren't changing at a shockingly high rate. No, because if you look at this, no Christian and no religion, you put that together and that's math. That's like almost 90%. And while they're focusing on anti-Zionism, here's what's happening. University of Waterloo says 2 PhD students killed in Gaza airstrike. University of Waterloo says twin sisters who were set to start their PhD studies at the school were killed in an Israeli airstrike in Gaza on December 5th. Dalia and Sally were planning to get their PhD in system design engineering. The university said the sisters were the recipients of their Student Relief Fellowship and were chosen based on their outstanding academic achievement and demonstrated research potential. In a media release on December 17th, the University of Waterloo shared a statement from their parents. We, the family, would like to thank you, the people working on the fellowship, for helping Sally and Dahlia, they wrote. Unlike last year, in the last few days, the twin sisters were vibrant, bubbly, excited, and full of dreams and ambitions. They constantly talked about their PhD study, jokingly calling each other Dr. Sally and Dr. Dahlia, and talking about the things they want to do in Canada. Through your help, they saw an end to to their and our suffering. You gave them and us hope. Unfortunately, they did not get their opportunity to realize their dreams. Thank you for caring about and helping our daughters. No further details have been shared about the airstrike that killed the sisters. The school did not say when Dahlia and Sally were set to start their studies. Yeah, so when it comes to Zionism, this is the result. Say fuck that. Israel does not have a right to commit genocide, to slaughter innocent people. And all the fear-mongering this cunt wants to do doesn't matter. She's already responsible in large part to the death of that one poet because of her rhetoric. And now she's bringing that rhetoric up here to Canada. At the same time, this asshole is bringing his rhetoric of this, you know, Christian nationalism up here as well. Because that's what they want Canada to be, a Zionist Christian nationalist state.